Ninja Training TV, live and direct. So we're going to be doing a streaming video, guys, because we are testing out our new equipment. We've got new cameras and we've got new sound equipment. I've got a really awesome mic, like the kind they used on the TED Talks. And check out this camera. This is one of our other ones that we're not using at the moment. It's the new GH5. We got some serious cool gimbal trims and all sorts of amazing stuff to do. But we thought, what a better way to do than to try live streaming with some of our new equipment than to put on a Ketu shog short tutorial. So for all of you out there who've wanted to do Ketu shog, but you don't have one, this is a super cool chewy toy from like PetSmart or one of the animal places that you can get. I like to try different types of rope. This one is a black nylon rope. It has a little bit of sheen to it, so it doesn't give you rope burn when you're pulling it through your hand, because we do a lot of different moves with it. Now this rope length is a little too long for me. I like to have the shog end, stretch the rope out twice, and then have maybe a foot left. And this one has over 4 feet hanging. So this one's a little bit longer, but we had it in the dojo and I grabbed it, and we have, you know, different ones. So we could still work with it, because any weapon you pick up, you should actually be able to use it. Just inspect it quick and make sure you're not going to hurt people with like dings, or sometimes when you take these outside and you train in a field, they'll pick up burrs or, you know, little sticks and stuff like that. Okay, so basics 101. Let's just try some different types of ways to twirl it. Why would you twirl it? Well, if you're taking on somebody, it's a good way to have a metal ring swinging at their head, or trying to strike their hands if they were holding some type of a weapon. Same thing, kind of modern day with batons and stuff like that. Like, you know, people have a baton, they have a longer range and can reach out. Same with this. I have a longer range where I can spin and I can send it out and then bring it back and do different strikes with it. So most of the basic spins that I like to teach with this, first one is you just loop your ring over the other side of your rope. You grab 2 rings, grab the fingers once, grab it again, and now you've got kind of 2 ropes that are looped up. Put your other rope across the palm, and then you're going to just do a simple swing backwards. I bladed myself, so I put 1 foot forward. If I stand like this, it's awkward, and you start to just use your wrist and your arm strength. When you stand with 1 foot forward, you can kind of do some rocking and stepping with this and bring in natural movement with it. So if I just hold my hand perfectly still and I just start to rock my body, I can actually get this thing to start moving and going around with just my body moving and not using my hand. Then once I have this backspin, I'm going to just start to do the backspin, and then I'm going to go side to side. So some people call this a figure 8 on the way. And if you've ever done Rokushakubo, the 6-foot staff, this is very similar to this, where it's just bow and it's spinning back and forth. So it's really good, nice backward spin. And with this backward spin, you can learn how to put this out to do attacks with it. So your backhand now becomes very important when you're sending an attack out. Because if I just send the attack out and let this thing launch, now I've got to retrieve it. And by the time I'm sitting here going like this, somebody's rushing in with a club or a baseball bat or a sword or something like that, and you're going to get hit. So I want to be able to toss this out, let it slide through my hand, but then be able to pull it back again. So this is a basic release and then pull back and come back into a spin again. I'll show it from this angle. I'm back spinning, I'm bladed, I let it go out and come back in. And then I'm into the forward spin. The forward spin can be done with palm up, but you can also switch your grip so that you're on the outside, so it's spinning on the pinky side of your hand. And for those who can hear it, it just started raining really hard here, so you can probably hear the rain on the roof if it's coming through the mic. If you can, awesome. Let me know if you hear the rain on the roof in the comments on the side. I'd love to know that, because we're testing out the mic equipment as well. Okay, so forward spin, either palm up or forward spin with grabbing palm down. You can make your choice on those when you're training with this and do different releases with it so that you can try it. Okay, so forward spin, backward spin. Both have advantages and disadvantages. I just like to have the spin going to kind of keep people away, and you can increase your speed and use your footwork to be turning quickly and different things like that. So it's really good to just take out your Ketu shoge and spin. I like to spin poi as well as sometimes we'll spin fire, and we'll put like different devices on our Roku Shakabos. We'll spin fire with that. You can also spin fire with shoge. Lots of different ways. You can check out things on what type of materials to use for spinning fire. Okay, so now let's just do a couple of strikes with this. So I'll get a stool with a black heavy medicine ball on it because it's fun to train with this. So as I'm spinning and I'm doing my release on this upper hand, I can just go to target. Right, I can go the underhand, backward spin, let this out, get a little tap on it. And with this ball, this one's, I think 15 pounds, 10 pounds. So this is a 10 pounder. It's perfect because it won't just hit off easily if I strike it, then you have to reset all the time. So in my forward spin, I can try to come down on the top of it and hit. Now, back in the day, this was important because I would try to target if somebody's holding a sword and their hands are like this. I'm going to try to break the tops of their hands or hit their forehead or their forearms, hit the top of their head, and just try to get distractions in there so that the swordsman wouldn't come in. So I'm whapping down on this thing and really giving it to him. And with a metal ring on it, you can do a lot of damage to flesh and bone. Okay, so we're backward spin, we get a touch, and then we could come over and hit with the forward spin. Now we haven't even gone into the round the world spin here over the head, but this one is really good for, let's say, looping onto legs and then yanking back. You can see how it caught right into the stool here. And I can also step down on this to bring the person forward and do all sorts of different things with the shoge end of this as well. So pretty cool, different things you could do with this Ketu shoge. Another really good one to practice is retrieving it. A lot of people don't think about doing that, but it does really come in handy because sometimes when you release it and you throw, it's out there. So what I might want to think about doing is how am I going to get that ring back in quick so I can utilize it and deploy it again? I like to use my footwork with this. So I'll move up a little bit here on the camera so you can see like 2 or 3 steps with it. But I'll grab the shoge end with my left hand. My right hand will gather as I step back and my arms spread out wide. Then I do a quick gather and I come the other way and then I'll gather again. And by the 3rd step, I'm back into a spin. So I'll just show you guys without talking about it. And then you're back into your spin again. So it's really cool once you practice. So I'll sometimes go out in the backyard or go to the beach or something like that. I'll throw this out and I'll just practice using my arms and get into that flow and feel what it feels like to throw it out. Let it all go. Don't try to retrieve, and then come back in for the retrieve afterwards and then get that spin to go. Okay. So we have in the comments, one of the people would like to see how to switch directions quickly. No problem. Let's do a backward spin direction, how to change. One of the things you can think about is I'm spinning backwards. If I'm looking forward, I can always just turn my body and look the other way and I'm into a forward spin, and then go back the other way and I'm into a backward spin. But what if I want to stay in that same direction and I want to keep looking forward and I want the direction to change? So this one is a fun one. If you have armor on or boots right now, I just have socks on. And so you're going to kick right next to the ring and it's going to catch on your foot and it's going to change the direction, right? So I'm going backwards, I put my foot in and I change direction and then I go. This also works for a forward spin. So backward spin, change over, and now I'm going forward, right? So as I'm going forward, I'm going to kick my foot out and I'm going to turn it horizontal like this and catch the shoge on the end of it. So we're here, I kick really close to the ring and it kicks it forward and it moves. Then I can kick backwards and I can change directions. Kick forward, change directions. Kick backward, change directions. So that goes really fast. Forward into backward without just turning your body and moving. But it's good to just learn how to move, learn how to spin. Now, what was really cool, what happened right there, is I caught the other ropes and they flung up for a second. One way to really stop this from happening, once you have your loops in your hands, is to keep the shoge tighter in towards your body. I do this in one of the other arts I study, Eskrima. We keep our hands in really close, right? So you're checking on your body. Same with shoge. If you keep the shoge in close, the other rope doesn't get caught up on it, doesn't bind up, and you can flow with it really nicely. All right, that's forward into backward, quick changes with just a simple kick in either direction. So it's really cool how you can get those to work and go. One of the other things I wanted to show you is a fun one. If you're solo training at home, you can put your shoge on a doorknob. If you've got like a weapons rack, these have little rungs on them, and I could put the ring on there, and then I'm going to learn how to throw a loop down the line. So what I mean by that is if this ring is out and I want to capture somebody's head or an arm, I'm going to throw a ring at it. So as human beings, if something gets thrown at your face, you put your hands up and block, or you try to catch it, right? If you see it's not dangerous. And then if you catch it, you can follow up right away with a loop on it. And you can actually have a reverse loop come down on the rope. It'll fall over somebody's arm and then it'll start to cinch up. So the best way to show this is to have a volunteer come out and do it. Okay, instant ninja. Okay, so we'll do a slow version of this. And you're going to have your hand, so you can put your right foot back and just hold this with one hand straight out towards me. Awesome. Now, whoever's thrown bow shuriken, you put the shuriken in the middle of your hand, your two fingers are up, you come down at an angle like you're throwing a baseball. A lot of people come to the side, but this you want to throw over the top. Same thing with this rope. I'll catch a part of it with my thumb and I'll loop up. And I'll have my fingers here, right? So I'm going to come back here, stand back. I'm going to throw my loop down the line and see how it came over here and looped in. And now look, it cinches up and it comes right down on top of that loop. So I got lucky. I got it on the first time. Or maybe I've done it a couple thousand times. But that's the real deal. It's so much fun to do this. So could you step back a little bit more? So I'm going to show you guys a little bit more of how this loop goes down the line. You're going to just send it. So now I'm just going to show you guys a couple throws and not try to get it over it. Oh, I accidentally got it on it again. But you're throwing it down the line and you can actually see that ring travel down with the rope. And I'm using my body. I'm using my legs, my taijutsu to throw that ring. There's a second one. Let's do a third one. There's a third one. Now, when you're going to take them off, don't have the person let go. Just pull them off because through experience of doing this a lot, they can get bound up and then you've got to sit there and take knots out and it takes forever. So let me show you guys another angle of this. Could you stand over there, right, all the way off the mat? Just hold your arm out. And now I'll throw the loop towards you guys more so you can kind of see this. Move over towards the camera a little bit more. There you go. Yes, perfect. Okay, so I've got my thumb looped. I bring up my finger, and now I have my rope over the top. And I throw that loop going down. See that big loop goes in, and I go right over and throw the loop in. throw the loop in. And I'm moving with my feet. I'm rocking in, and I'm going in, and I'm throwing that loop. So this is a really fun exercise for you guys to try. Throwing the loop, getting it caught. Throwing the loop, there it goes over, and I cinch it in. Throwing the loop, and in. So it's a really good one to try. You can actually see these loops coming down the line. Thank you so much. And that's another good way. So let me read some comments up here. Let's see. Your video keeps cutting out for a second, then coming back. Thank you for showing this. Awesome techniques. Nice techniques. Good one. Love the Ketu shog. Nice. Awesome. Thank you guys for making those comments. We're really just trying out our new cameras and our new sound equipment. So thank you guys for being part of this experience. We're going to be showing a lot of new stuff. We also have our second degree black belt series coming out very soon. We've been getting ready for a while to get this done. And then we have third, fourth, and fifth all planned out. So it's going to be really good. We're going to be going into a lot of the different schools and practicing a lot of the waza and a lot of Henka variations of that waza as well. So thank you guys so much for joining our Ninja Training TV live stream. Hope you guys are having a great Friday night, and I hope you have an awesome weekend. And as always, keep training. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.